Let's talk about one of the biggest challenges in any business, and that's finding and building a team of absolute top-tier salespeople. Getting this right, you can literally change everything for a company. So let's jump right in.
Okay, first, a quick gut check. Think about this. Do you really, truly believe that getting the right person in the door is half the battle won? I think most of us would say, of course. But then the follow-up is, do you have a system that actually makes that happen consistently? And second, are you just looking to fill a seat? Or are you actively hunting for those game changers? I'm talking about the kind of performers who don't just hit their quota, but who completely transform your bottom line.
And finally, what about the people you've already got? Is there a clear path to take that raw talent and really nurture it, turning them into high-performing pros? If you hesitated on any of those questions, you are definitely in the right place, because the stakes for getting this right have never, ever been higher.
The reason this is all so urgent is that the world of sales has just been turned upside down. The ground has completely shifted. Today's customer, the post-pandemic customer, is playing by a whole new set of rules.
So, what does this new customer look like? Well, first off, they're way better informed. They've already done their homework online. They're also more connected. They can get a review or an opinion from their network in seconds. And because of those two things, they are so much more demanding. An average salesperson just doesn't stand a chance anymore.
And that right there, that's the core of it. In this brand new, much tougher environment, having a team of okay salespeople isn't just a small problem, it's a huge liability. You absolutely need top performers, not just to grow, but to survive.
So, the big question is, how do you find these people? Well, it's not about luck, and it's not about sorting through 1,000 resumes. It's about having a blueprint. And that's what we're here to do. Unlock the secret to building a team of sales superstars.
First, you gotta understand the problem we're up against. We call it the sales enigma. It's this weird paradox, right? Sales is one of the most critical, high-demand jobs out there. But for a lot of people, it's also seen as one of the least desirable. That makes finding great talent incredibly hard.
And that's why the real secret isn't found on a LinkedIn profile. It's about decoding the core DNA of what makes a top performer tick. It's about learning to see the things that nobody else can see.
And here it is. This is the genetic code. First, you need that raw motivation to succeed, and you need genuine empathy to connect with customers. But here are the secret ingredients. Ego drive. That's that inner personal need to make the sale, to persuade someone. And then there's ego strength. That's the resilience, the ability to hear no over and over and not have it crush you. It's that full combination that's pure magic. Now, learning to spot this DNA doesn't just happen. It takes a real structured process. So let's break down how you can go from the basics to total mastery in just 2 days. Day 1 is all about building that solid foundation. We'll start by really getting into the mindset of today's workforce. From there, we'll tackle that sales enigma head-on. By the afternoon, you'll be decoding those success traits we just talked about and mastering how to match the perfect person to the perfect role in your company.
Then, day 2 is where we kick it into high gear. This is where we go from theory to practice. You'll learn the nitty-gritty of selecting and hiring elite talent, how to build them into a winning team, and maybe most crucially, how to develop great sales managers. Because leading killers is a totally different skill than being one.
And look, this right here is a perfect example of why that's so important. This is the mistake so many companies make. Your top salesperson is driven by their own win. A great manager, they're driven by the team's success. One is a master of the sale. The other has to be a master of the system. They are not the same thing.
And throughout this whole transformation, you're not just getting ideas, you're getting a practical toolkit. You'll walk away knowing exactly how to spot those key characteristics, how to use tools like psychological testing, how to run an interview that gets past the fluff, and how to build a comp plan that actually drives the right behaviors.
So, after all this, what's the ultimate payoff? What's the end game? It's pretty simple. Building a sales team that becomes an unstoppable engine for your company's growth. And maybe the most incredible part? This isn't a 6-month course. This is a 2-day intensive deep dive. 2 days to build a system that will pay you back for years and years to come. The outcomes really do speak for themselves. You'll leave with a repeatable system to find and grow amazing salespeople. You'll stop making those incredibly expensive hiring mistakes, and you'll build a team that isn't just good, but is resilient and can actually drive growth, creating a true culture of performance.
When you boil everything else away, it all comes down to this one simple, powerful truth. Your success depends on the quality of your salesperson, period.
So, I'll leave you with one final question to really think about. Take a hard look at your team right now. Is that team truly built for the future? Are they ready for that smarter, more connected, more demanding customer? Because how you answer that question, well, that's going to determine your success.